I had to do it. I had to do it. What's going on, people? So, you want to make a little extra cash. And who the fuck doesn't, right? So today we're going to talk about 3 things that I've done to make a little extra cash. A few ways that you can definitely make some cash. And go from there. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and jump right into this. If you're anything like me, you're always looking for a way to make a little extra money. So there's a few things that I have done, and we're going to go ahead and go over those, and you're going to be able to give it a shot. So the number one thing that I've done, and the reason I'm saying this one first is, it's not that it's not hard, it's really easy, but it's really tedious and a little bit time consuming in terms of what you get, the value, you know. But the more you do it, the more money you can make at it, if that makes any sense. And what it's called Amazon Turks. And I'll make sure to put a link or something right here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. So basically, companies and even like college grad students and things like that needed to do surveys and things like that. And they go to this company called Amazon Turks, and it is hosted by Amazon. And what they do is they have little tasks. Like it could be, you know, a questionnaire. It could be, hey, go to this website, go around it, and then they have like a questionnaire at the end. Like, what do you think of it? What would you change? Things like that. And the way it works is, first you start off pretty shitty. So it may take like, for example, a 3-minute survey, and you may get paid like 5 cents. But the more you do it, the higher ranking you get, the better tasks that you can get. So for example, you can, you know, after a certain while, you can move up to 25-cent tasks, 50-cent tasks, even dollar tasks, sometimes even 2. Typically the $2 ones are like paragraphs, you know, writing a short essay or something like that. That's normally what those ones are, but they are available. And the way I've done it, and I made some extra cash, and I usually just spend it on Amazon. I go to there, you know, because you get paid through Amazon, so it gets put there, and you can spend it for whatever you want whenever you purchase on Amazon. So I usually do it there, and you know, whenever you have time, you can just log on and do it. So if you have a job that lets you like chill and sit at a desk or at a computer, and you can just fuck around like that, that typically works, and you can do it there. But like I said, it's not hard at all. It's just tedious. Like there's a lot of little things you gotta do, and there is one page that usually helps. What the fuck is this guy doing? Anyways, there is like one page that I usually go to, and it's called on Reddit. If you guys know what Reddit is, there's a subreddit called Turks Worth Doing, and I'll put the link in the description, a little icon here as well. I can't link it, but I'll do that. And essentially, they talk about the ones that are worth doing, you know, ones that are paying. And you gotta be quick, because they do have like slots that you can fill out. So, you know, they have certain amount of people that can actually fill it out. So you gotta be quick with it. But it is worth doing if you want to make a little extra cash, and it's super easy, and it's really not that hard. So that's number 1. Before I go into number 2, I just wanted to mention, don't forget to go check out the bottle beacher contest. If you want to win a sick-ass bottle beacher, as you can see here, really easy to do. Go check it out, enter to win, and you'll, you know, hopefully you get lucky enough to win one. I've been using one so far, and it's freaking awesome. It's definitely a conversation starter if you have like a party or whatnot. Plus it says GhostNinja, so you can't go wrong there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into number 2. Now number 2 pays a little more. But the reason I made a number 2 was because you really don't have a say in it. And this one's pretty easy, and it's a food taster. So I signed up for a Jack in the Box food taster, and I'll put the link here in the description. And whoa, this is bumpy. Oh man, I gotta pay attention here. Foot down. That was pretty bad. So Just what it says. Basically, you do a little survey, like you sign up, and then when they need a food tester in your area, they'll send you an email, and you go to this email, and you do like a quick survey. And then depending on what they're looking for, you can either be called or they'll say, not right now, maybe on the next one. And I did one. And what happened was, I finally got an email, and I went out, and it was $40 for showing up for an hour. So I got an email, I went out there, and they said be there about 15-20 minutes early. I was a little bit late. I actually got there 5 minutes early. But I did get there before the time frame. And what ended up happening is, because they overfill these things, because they expect people not to show up. But when I showed up, they had it filled up. So they had no more room in the tasting area. So I couldn't sit down, and I couldn't actually do the deed. But they still compensated me for my time. So essentially, I showed up to this place, the Jack in the Box headquarters here in San Diego. And their lady's like, oh, well, you're here on time, so we're still going to pay you. And she handed me an envelope with $40 cash. So I drove there, and I got an envelope with $40 just for driving there. So that was pretty awesome. But the reason I made it number 2 was because you don't have any say. You know, they say when you have to do it. They give the email. You know, they call you. So you don't have any leniency in terms of, you know, scheduling or when it is or when it isn't kind of thing. So that's the only reason I made it number 2. But it is $40. Plus you get to usually taste some new food that, you know, is not out yet. And that's pretty fucking awesome. Alright, so number 3, and probably the best way that I've found to make extra cash. And if you don't even have a job, this is a good way to do it. Or if you get laid off, this is a good way to do it. And it's going to sound crazy, I know. But it is Uber. Be an Uber driver. If you have a car that's 4 doors, at least 4 doors, and I think it's newer than like 2007 or something like that, and it really depends on your area because each area is a little bit different. But if you have a car earlier than whatever they say, go do that. So I found out about it through a friend who was doing it, and he goes, hey, check this out. Because I told him I was trying to make some extra cash or whatever. And he goes, well, I do Uber. You should give it a try. And he goes, hey, use this code, which I'll put right here, which is my code. He said, go try it out. If you do 20 rides, you automatically get $100 bonus. So whatever you make, plus $100 bonus, which is pretty awesome. And one of the things about Uber that I really liked was that you can do it whenever you want. Like, there's no like time that you have to do it. You can just go do it. I mean, obviously there's better times to do it, you know, when there's like events and things of that, but no one's saying, hey, go do this at this time. And the money's better. So you can make, there's people that make a living off of it, you know? So that's what I would do. And if you want to try that out, make sure to use my link. I'll put it in the description below. Go try it out. At least do the 20 rides. You make $100 and some bucks. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And one of the cool things is your mileage is a write-off. And maintenance is a write-off. And like keeping your car clean is a write-off. So that's pretty awesome. And that's kind of why I liked it. Obviously, the longer rides, you get more money. And let's say some of the scary things that I thought of that were kind of worrisome is like, what if someone throws up or does something like that in my car? Well, number one, I don't ever try it when, you know, after 2 a.m. when the bars close, because that's usually when that happens. But if they do, there's an automatic $200 charge that you can put there on them so that you can go get your car detailed and cleaned professionally. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sucks for them, but it's good for you. They shouldn't have thrown up on your car. It's really easy, and it's a pretty cool way to like meet new people. Like, it's not boring. Like, you go out, you do this, and you're like talking to people, and people are asking you questions. I mean, some people don't want to talk, but for the most part, everyone seems to, you know, enjoy themselves. They're talking, they're headed out somewhere, they're about to have fun, and you're hooking them up with a safe way to get there. It's pretty easy to get set up for. I mean, it took me maybe like 2 days. First you do the paperwork online, fill out whatever they need, And then like they'll have like free areas where you go and you get your car inspected for free, and that's it. I mean, you're done. You're ready to go. So that would probably be my pick for. What is this guy doing? That would probably be my pick for the best way to make a little extra cash is to do an Uber. And that's if you have a vehicle, you know. I know people, like I said, I have some friends that do it. They can make like upwards of $800 extra a week, extra on top of their normal job. I mean, keep in mind, it is like a job, so it's not like easy money. I mean, you got to work at it, but I mean, if you can make $800, $1,000 extra a week, hell yeah, it's worth it. I mean, that's a new exhaust. That's your clip-ons. That's everything. That's all your play stuff, and that's kind of what I look for. Is I try to find ways to make extra money for vacation, play money. I want to buy shit, you know, that kind of thing. You know, I have my full-time job, but I'm always looking for a little extra cash. I mean, who doesn't? So those are my 3 ways that I would suggest that you should check out if you want to make a little extra cash. Uber being probably the most profitable. Again, if you want to give it a try, hit the link, use my link down below. That way, if you try it, you sign up, you get a $100 bonus after 20 rides. So that's pretty awesome. And plus, you make the money that you get for whatever, you know, just doing your ride. If you're new to my channel, make sure you guys check out the other videos down below. Hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of good content, stuff like this, you know, tips, tricks, things like that. How to make a little extra cash is always something I think people are looking for. So make sure you do that. Oh, and I have a new website, guys. Make sure you go check that out. It's GhostNinjaSD.com. I got some pictures up there, some links to some of my videos. I'm going to do the podcast for the other guys hangout. I'll put it up there. And I'll probably have some really cool stuff up there soon. I'm still working on it. And then, you know, I have like hats and shirts and stuff, so I'll probably put them up there for sale. And that might take a little bit longer, but it's cool to have up there. So, yeah, check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I got all that stuff, whatever one you're most comfortable with using. But I hope that if this information was useful to you guys, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If any of you guys actually go out and try it, or if you've done any of these, leave a comment down below. If you've done any of this, or maybe you have some things that you've done to make a little extra cash, definitely leave that below, because hell, I might even check that out. So until next time, guys, stick around. And like I said, don't forget to go into the bottle breacher contest. And peace. Have a good one.